Hello folks, welcome to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. Hey, I was hoping to have a couple of these segments out earlier before my sickness hit me, and hunting season's pretty much over in our area, but I got a lot of questions asked about how do you stay warm hunting during the cold months, like the winter time. Is there a good way? How do you recommend it? Well, if you're deer hunting, the deer season's over now, but like I still got some trail cameras out. I still check through the winter time to see how the deer are doing. And ice fishing is getting pretty popular in this area right about now because we've had all this cold spell. And I want to kind of go along today and kind of tell you some of the base equipment that I use. That's what I refer to as a base layer. A base layer is what I wear under everything else. And I highly recommend getting yourself a set of heavy duty thermal underwear. Now, if you got anybody that's in the service, they can get access to some of their military issue. If you've got an Army surplus store close to you, I suggest going in there and buying you some of the heavy duty military issue thermal underwear. You will not regret it. It might be a little bit pricey, but it will last forever if you take care of it. Just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, for instance, I'm going to show you some of the long johns. Now, this product is made by a company called Heat Holders. I was doing a deer hunting seminar in Kokomo one day, and I had my display table set up in sporting goods. I was wearing all my camouflage hat. I had a camouflage table cover, and I had all the stuff out there that I was using for deer hunting. Well, this lady was setting up a display on the end cap. She come over and she was talking to me, and she asked me what I was doing. I said, well, I'm not a store employee. I said, I'm just here for the weekend. And I told her, I said, I'm doing a deer hunting seminar. And she said, have you ever had cold feet? I said, most certainly. She said, can I lay a pair of our socks on your table and you show them to the people and show them that they're right here? I said, I'd be glad to do it. Well, like I say, this company is referred to as Heat Holders. What I start out with, against my skin, I will get a pair of the Heat Holders long johns. Now, this is a very soft material. It's designed to go against your skin. It's machine washable. This just says do not bleach it, do not tumble dry, do not iron it, do not dry clean it, keep it away from fire. But this is actually breathable. If you get to sweating, it will actually let it dissipate. But I will wear something like this right up against my skin. And they've got them in different colors. I know they got gray. I just get the black because usually that's what I can find. And then for the tops, here's a heavy duty top. Now this is kind of, I guess they used to call these like a mock turtle zip up. I like something that comes up high on my neck because my neck gets cold. But there again, this is the same material, very soft and cushy on the inside. Plus, I can zip that up, and it will come up fairly high on my neck. Now, I've found heat holder products, and just like in Kokomo here at the Myers in the sporting goods department, I have purchased a lot of their stuff directly from their website, and I bought a lot of their stuff on eBay. Now, another thing I highly recommend, and this was what got me started using heat holder products, is their socks. This sock is very cushy. It's lightweight. On the inside, you can see it looks like it's got heavy duty wool in it. I bought a pair of these and my wife wore them and she fell in love with them. She actually wears them around the house in the wintertime as house slippers because It's padded, it's thick. Now my feet have never started sweating in these, but I highly endorse the heat holder products. Now just to give you an idea, this is what it looks like. Of course, they've got them in small, medium, large, extra large. They make them for men and women. The heat holders making life warmer. The original thermal underwear, optimal for extreme cold. Now you can get them in 3 different weights. Okay, the ultralight is warm, extra lightweight, everyday cold. I mean, now I would say this is going to be for like if the temperature's in above 40 degrees. It's going to keep you fairly warm. The next one is the light for the warmer weather. It's medium weight, very cold. Now that's the one that I'm showing you. And then they've got the original warmest. This is a heavyweight extreme cold. And I've hunted in Michigan and at 20 below zero. And with a good base layer, it's going to protect you quite a bit. But this is what it looks like. But this is highly recommended. I've used it myself. It's got a size chart on the back of the box to tell you, like if you're small, that's for a 34 to 36 chest, and the waist 28 to 30, and it goes up to 2X, 2 extra large. And it says it's got a perfect stretch. It's flat comfort seams, moisture and odor management, and it tells you the different levels of the temperature and the type of activities. If you're going to go to some of your outdoor sports, like some of your football games when the weather gets cold, it's handy to have these. But this is what it looks like. It's referred to as heat holders, and I would highly recommend them to you. Excuse me. This is their other top, and this is just like a crew neck top. Now something else that I highly recommend. Now this will go on over that base layer that I was just describing to you. I like to wear turtleneck shirts and turtleneck sweaters that comes up high, because if your neck gets cold or any moisture gets inside around your neck, you're going to start getting cold all over. So I highly recommend I'll even wear a turtleneck like this that's a little bit lighter weight during October during the bow season. Now I'll wear that over that. Now another lifesaver is this gaiter. This thing goes over your head, and as you can see, it's got a front and a back to it. But this will go over your head, and you can wear it like this, and then when you get in your tree stand, all you got to do is pull this up over your nose. Now, the only bad thing about this is if you wear glasses like I do, on a cold day when you breathe, it's going to fog your glasses up. Now, I have got some eyeglass cleaner that eliminates all that fogging up. But these are very handy to have. They're camouflage. I seen them advertised one time. I thought I'm going to give them a try. And if you can't find a turtleneck shirt, one of these things are handy, because it'll fit over just like a turtleneck. It'll come down to here. Then all you do is pull the front of it up, and you can pull this up over your ears if you want to. Now another thing I like to do, now this is reversible, it's camouflaged, or you can reverse it for the firearm season to the hunter orange. Now I like to wear the sock cap beanie type deal, mainly because I can pull that down over my ears. Now if you wear the ear muffs or the caps that's got the ear muffs that strap, those ear muffs will go in and it will hinder your hearing. This you can pull all the way down to your ears and you can still hear well. Now the only drawback about this, and it's an easy fix, is there's no bill like on this cap that I'm wearing. If the sun's out, you have to kind of shade your eyes a little bit. What I do, I will wear a baseball cap just like what I got on. I will wear this cap over that and pull it down over my ears. That way if the sun's in my eyes, I can block the sun, but I can still hear. Another thing is for your gloves. I recommend gloves such as this. I don't like to wear a mitten. Some mittens, that you can pull your fingers out, but I like to have my individual fingers. Now these are like wool gloves. They're made by the Mossy Oak Company. They're a little pricey, but they've got little rubber tips on them. If you're holding your gun or your bow, it won't slip out of your hand because those rubber things will put it on there. Plus, you can still get your finger inside your trigger guard to pull the trigger on your crossbow or use your release or anything else. But these are not bulky, but they're very, very warm, even if they get wet. And I usually order these out of like Bass Pro Shops, or some of the high-end sporting goods stores will have them, but they're made by Woolite. Another thing that I would recommend for your hands, and you can get them for foot warmers too, are these little hot hand warmers. Now these are individually packed. Like there's two of them here. There's one in this one and one in this one. You just open this up, you take it out, and you rub it in your hands, and it will create heat. Now the only thing about these are, I have bought some in boxes that had several, maybe 30 or 40 of them in a box, but they didn't work because they had been in storage for so long, and I don't know what the life expectancy is of them, but I've had some of them only last maybe 5 or 10 minutes and they're gone. But you get the good ones that's fairly new, you're going to get at least an hour of it. Now after a while they will start cooling off, where you just take them and you rub them again. That's going to create heat. Now you can actually take one of these and put down on the inside your glove. There's room to slide it down here to where that pouch is going to be right here on the palm of my hand. Now, especially during the bow season, I always wear a glove on my left hand because this is going to be the hand that's going to be exposed. I can stick this one in my pocket of my parka if I want to, or I can put one of these in there and it's going to be holding my gun, or it's going to be holding my crossbow, or it's going to be holding my compound bow. So this hand's going to stay warm with that glove and this inside of it. Now, what I didn't bring with me, and I should have, they actually make rechargeable hand warmers that you stick in. You can stick it in the USB port, the USB port on your computer, and you can recharge them. The ones that I bought will go up to, I believe, 14 hours on a charge. It's got 3 settings. There's a little button on the side. You push the button, and there's 3 little lights that'll come on. If there's only one light on, that's on low. You push the start button, it'll go up to the second one. That's medium. Then you push that button again, and it goes up to high. Now, when I first got these, I didn't know which one I was going to like. What I done, once you got a full charge in there, like I say, it's supposed to last 12 to 14 hours on low, on the number one change. The second you push that power button, that light will come on. Within seconds, you're going to feel heat. I ran it all the way up to 3 high, and it got actually uncomfortable on my hand. Now, I'm not going to say that it was hot enough to actually burn or blister my hand, but it did get rather uncomfortable. I pushed the button, I took it down to 2. That was great. And I knew that I think on setting number 2, the charge would last like 7 hours maybe. I'm not sure, I don't have that information with me, but it was great. But I put it down on number 1, and it was extremely comfortable. I sat out there. It was a cold, frosty morning. It did not snow, but we had cold frost. I had to scrape the windows on my truck to go hunting that morning. But I sat there in my tree stand, and I had those hand warmers. And they come 2 in a pack, and there's a magnet on them. You can put them both together and make like one big, heavy hand warmer, or you can leave them apart and put one in each glove. You can actually stick them down on the inside of a boot if you want to. I've never done it. They do make heated insoles that I've heard wives' tales about malfunctioning and actually blistering your feet. But if you're going to do any ice fishing or anything like that, what the information that I just showed you with that thermal underwear. Now, what would you wear over that? I wear regular street clothes like my blue jeans, maybe a hooded sweatshirt. I have gone out like ice fishing and worn like a snowmobile suit, or maybe some heavy-duty thermal Carhartts. The material on Carhartts are hard to beat. It's windproof. You can buy those, and that's going to keep you warm too. And I want to talk to you about some shoe wear. Now, a boot like this was made by the Lacrosse company. This boot is completely waterproof. It's scent proof. I've worn these for about 4 years now, and they're still holding up good. They've served me quite well, and when these things wear out, I'm going to buy another pair of them. But I wear these a lot, especially when it's raining or light snow. They're heavily insulated, and if you wear the socks like what I was showing, your feet is going to be pretty warm. Now that's made by the Lacrosse company. Another option, a lot of the military people will be familiar with these. These were what they referred to the old Mickey Mouse boots. If you ever watch a Mickey Mouse cartoon, he's always wearing boots that looks like this. Now, a lot of your aviators wore these, and it's got an air valve in there that once you lace it up, you can inflate it with air, and it's going to hold heat in there. Now, these are a little bit more cumbersome to walk in, but if you're going to go back and sit in a tree stand, I have taken these with me. I've had them tied together. Once I got into my tree stand where I wasn't going to be doing any walking, I put these boots on and put my other boots on the side and wore them going out. But this is a good option, the Mickey Mouse boots. Now you can buy these most of the time at any of your military stores, Army surplus stores. I have purchased some off of eBay. I got a buddy that I hunt with that he wears a size 15, and I thought I had big feet with 12s, but he's almost 6'6" and I'm 5'9". So somewhere out there's a guy in between us that's walking around with little feet because I ended up getting his feet. But that's another option for your ice fishing and your late season deer hunting when it's real cold. Now another boot that I really like is this boot. This is very well insulated. It's a high top. It's waterproof. It's got a real good Vibram sole on it, and I have actually wore these out ice fishing and put the cleats on the bottom of them when I'm ice fishing. But your footwear is probably one of the most expensive expenditures you're going to have. But if your feet get cold or get to hurting, you're hurting and you're cold all over. So that's just something you might want to talk about. This is made by the Wood and Stream Company. These boots are probably, oh golly, I'm going to say 15, 16 years old. They still look new and they still got plenty of miles left on them. But whatever you want to wear to be comfortable. Now, I would recommend also, this is something that my wife bought me for Christmas. I'm kind of glad she did because if she hadn't, I would have. This is an insulated vest. It's one of the heated vests, okay? Inside the pocket, there's a little battery operated device, okay? You charge this up. There's a wire inside of here that you just simply plug it in right here. Put that back in there. Now, on the side, there's a pocket on each side. There's a little control button. If you push that, this will light up. If it's not lighting up, the power is off. You push the button, hold it, let it in. Now, hope you can see that that's red. That setting is on high. I push it again, now it's on white, it's on medium. But there's three settings. Low is blue, red is high, white is low. Okay, now inside of this, there's a net, especially on the back, there's a network of wires going across there, heating elements. And it's also got them on the front. So when I've got this on and I've got it zipped up and that power on, I've got power grids across my chest and down from about just shortly below my neck, all the way down to my hips. There's a power grid here. And you put that on high, you're going to start feeling it right away. Now these are, you can get them in camouflage, which most of this stuff is going to be covered up, so you don't necessarily have to buy camouflage, but I own a lot of camo, and I think my wife knows that. But you've got storage pockets in the side, and you've got that pouch in the side there for your battery, and a full charge will last you 10 to 12 hours. So if you're only going to make a morning hunt, you charge it up at night. When you go out in the morning, you put this on, you go to your tree stand. I usually ain't going to use this until I climb up inside of my tree stand. When I get settled in, then I'm going to hit that power button and I'm going to be toasted. But this information, I apologize for it not being available during the colder months of the hunting season, but for the guys that are going to go out, maybe some of the different states that you can still deer hunt in, or like I say, ice fishing is coming in, and you're going to have to stay warm for that. It's hard to beat anything made by Carhartt. I got a pair of zip-up bibs that they referred to as, I think it was Polar Arctic series, and it's really, really thick, and I guarantee you there's no wind that's going to get through it. Now they're kind of pricey. But I've got some Carhartt products at the house. I've got several parkas and several short jackets with a hood on them that I know are over 20 years old. Now, a couple of them, the color has faded slightly. The material is still like iron. It still keeps me dry and the wind does not go through it. So you want to get you some Carhartts and go out ice fishing or even for your deer hunting, I recommend that. But to stay comfortable and to enjoy your hunt, you're going to have to be out there, and it's hard to spend time out there if you're cold. I recommend getting some of these products that I've talked to you about. If you got any questions, feel free to contact me, and I'll answer any questions that you got. So I want to thank you for coming in, visiting with me. We've got some more good podcasts scheduled, so we'll see you down the road. And thank you very much. God bless you.